This is the North End. This is the North End.
What is up, North End channel? It's your boy Mitchell here. Back with another 5 things. It's been a minute because there's been a World Cup. And boy, do I wish I was watching the World Cup instead of whatever that was. Yeah, you know, we've had the month off, kind of. Palace have been playing friendlies throughout the World Cup. Had a little tournament in Turkey, played Napoli, whatever. Now we get into the real fixtures. So today we had Fulham at home, Boxing Day clash, with the opportunity to go up to 7th with a win. As we all know, that did not happen. Palace fall 3-0 to Fulham. Palace go down to 9 men. The stadium empties out pretty quickly. That, hands down, is the worst performance I have seen from Palace in my time supporting them. And I've been supporting Palace for about 10 years now. Yeah, so we're just going to jump right into it because I'd like to forget this game. So my first point is Tyreek Mitchell needs to know better on that challenge. He's not getting to the ball. You've got to see that you're not going to get there. And it was just naive. It was silly. It was just poor football from Tyreek. And I think the ref made a good decision on that challenge. That is a red card. And I do hope that Tyreek learns from this 3-match ban that he's now going to get for getting a straight red. You can't do that. You can't do that. I think to the Wes Macaulay clip for the hockey fans out there, when he just rolls up to center ice, turns on his microphone and says, "You can't do that. 2 minutes." He gives the guy a penalty. Yeah, I think Tyreek Mitchell is a very phenomenal player. He's been one of our best players for the past 2 years. He's filled in that left back role pretty well. But that's just a naive bit of football there. And I agree with the decision. Tyreek gets sent off there. But with agreeing with that decision, I move into my second point, in which that second booking, or that second sending off for James Tompkins, is not a foul. It's not a foul. Yes, he gets his arm across him, but that's, you show me any defender that has a guy running at his back and doesn't put his arm out to kind of slow him down, catches Mitrovic across the chest, and Mitrovic goes down holding his face as if he's just been shot, or as if he's Neymar. The fact that it's a second yellow means it can't be reviewed, which really sucks, because if it had been a straight red, I feel like it goes to VAR and it gets overturned. But with what we saw later in the match, who knows if it would have been, or yeah, later in the, I don't even know if it was later or earlier. I don't know. The whole game is blending together. It's not a foul. For me, it's not a foul. It's just Tompkins finding out where his man is as the ball goes by him so that he can stay with him, and Mitrovic goes down very easily. So I completely disagree with that decision. You know, we do have Mark Gay back, so it's not a huge loss having James Tompkins suspended, because realistically we were going to have Mark Gay back in the lineup anyway. It does just suck to go down to 9 men and then, you know, subsequently get battered. Yeah. So to move on to my third point, in talking about potential VAR decisions, the second goal for Fulham should not have been given. You know, off first glance, doesn't look like anything's wrong there. But then when you slow it down and when VAR takes a look at it, you slow it down, it comes off Mitrovic's head, hits his hand, and then falls into the path of Ream. If it doesn't hit Mitrovic's hand, it does not fall into the path of Ream, and therefore he does not score. So the ball has taken a subsequently... what's the word I'm looking for? It gives them the advantage after coming off his hand. Because if it just hits his hand, maybe it deflects off Joel Ward's back and goes out. Maybe it just keeps going through and not into Ream's path. But having deflected off Mitrovic's hand, it gave Fulham a huge advantage there. The ball lands perfectly for Tim Ream, and he, you know, just puts it in the top of the net. And then to go against VAR, to go against what Mike Dean is saying after them looking at the clip extensively and then you looking at the clip as well, that's poor. That is poor. The officiating we saw today is poor, and I don't want to sound like that classic football fan, oh, the refs were terrible, blah, 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 blah. But I have genuinely seen better officiating in League One Ontario. It's criminal. It's criminal. But at the end of the day, you know, we have to adapt. And that's going to be my fourth point, is that there wasn't any kind of adaptation from Patrick Vieira, from the players. Yes, we brought on Chris Richards after James Tompkins got his card, but at that point it's too late. And don't get me wrong, Chris Richards is phenomenal. He should have started the game. I do get James Tompkins starting over Chris Richards because experience, and Chris Richards is just getting back from his injury. But in the 20 or so minutes that Chris Richards played, he had a number of clearances. He looked phenomenal. But there's no excuses. There needs to be, as soon as we get that card, yes, that first card, Jeff Schlupp drops back into the left back role. That's not enough. That's not enough, because then you leave a hole in the midfield, again, with no connection. No connection between the back line and your attack. And so I think that's a good lesson for Patrick Vieira, is that when that happens, there needs to be more of a change. There needs to be some kind of mentality, and then to come out with no subs at halftime makes you wonder what he said at halftime, what drove them to that. But it's not all negative today. It's not. I promise. And with that, I will come to my fifth point, which is that I felt Vicente Guaita had a hell of a game. I have it written down here that he made 7 saves on 10 shots on goal, which 10 shots on goal is a lot. So I don't fault VG at all in this game. The first goal, the first and second, actually all 3 goals really were poor defending and poor marking. On the first and second goal, sorry, the first goal was not poor marking. The first goal was a giveaway from Joachim Andersen, who, surprise, surprise, I am not going to praise today. Guy got a haircut and suddenly he can't see. I don't know. The first goal, Anderson gives it away and Fulham just come in on the counter. Not really a counter, it was in our end. The second goal, which shouldn't have been given, but Anderson doesn't see Tim Ream, doesn't mark him, and he buries it. And then the third goal was either Richards or Schlupp. I didn't get a good view at who allowed Mitrovic inside. But I personally find all 3 goals today were no fault of Vicente Guaita. Yeah. So with that, I am now at the end of my 5 things learned from Palace v Fulham, our Boxing Day Clash 2022, which is one to forget. I believe we have Bournemouth next, so stay tuned for that. And then we have our FA Cup tie against Southampton. Also, stay tuned because I'm going to be making a top 5 moments from 2022 for Crystal Palace. So stay tuned for that. That should be coming up around New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hope everyone enjoyed the World Cup and enjoyed their holidays, whatever they celebrate. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, all of it. I've been Mitchell. Make sure you go and follow the North End on all of their socials, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Make sure to give us a follow at CPFC Toronto on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that. You can find me on Instagram as well, at Mitchezel, that's with a Z. But yeah, hope everyone has a better Monday. Today's Monday. Hope everyone has a better Monday than me. Come on, Palace.
This is the North End. This is the North End.